have seen since 1 hour and 20 minutes is really a very good message and gives some hope because we started this project less than 3 years ago, and you see how the model is functioning. The technologies are there. We also demonstrate there is business case. There is a good cooperation among the value chain. We also have demonstrated that there is the possibility to have applications for secondary raw material, which is also great. So what do we miss? And this is the transition to the regulatory challenges. So in very short, EuCIA first is the association of the European composite industry, and we are the unified voice of the European sectors. We represent the different national composite industry around Europe, and also different industry sectorial organization, and also some alliances. So I will come back shortly on that. So altogether, we represent more than 85% of the European composite industry. That's just one slide. We are talking about the technologies. Today, you have seen that it's possible to recycle and to reuse. But we wanted to estimate what is the volume of composite material reaching the end of life. And theoretically, it's 900 kilotons in the year 25. But we know that the accessible potential is around 230, so which gives you already a size of what we are generating every year. What I wanted to focus is what the initiative of the European Commission. They would like to set up the Circular Economy Act at the end of next year, and they launch a consultation which was ending at the end of, on November 6th, exactly. It was really to enhance the European economic circularity and competitiveness and promoting more sustainable production, circular economy business model, and decarbonization. So on that, I will skip that one. But what you have to see here, it's really the goal is to create true single market for secondary raw material, and also to increase what they call the rate, the circularity rate, and that's the way they calculate, which is in 2023, 12%. So we will see that. So the Circular Economy Act aims to boost the supply and demand for secondary raw material by removing barriers, and that's the challenge. Aim to reach the EU circularity rate up to 25% by 2030, 4 years from now. Okay. So there is two main pillars for them. It's the electric and electrical waste, and also the single market reform. So it tells that at the European level, there is some work to have the right regulatory, so the regulation. That's really a good positive message. So so I go straight. There were a questionnaire, a survey for all the industries, and here I just give you one example. That was the first question. To what extent do you agree with the following statement about the barriers hampering the UE single market for secondary raw material? And then you have a list of statements where we had to agree as a EuCIA, for example, but also many other associations. What was the first statement was, does the price of secondary material is in general higher than the price of primary raw material? In general, we said, yes, we agree. And after the quality, we said that the secondary raw material could be in quality as good as the virgin material, depending on the application you are targeting. So that's we went through that, and we worked actively for the months of September, October on that. We also worked with our association partners. You have here a list of the cement industry, EBI, which is the boating industry, then resin manufacturers, epoxy, the glass fiber, of course, the glass producer, urban glass producer, polyester and polyester resin, and Wind Europe. So what we are saying is that there is several technologies to reuse or recycle composite material, and the technology are sometimes we can say mature, and making composite security viable and realistic options. That's, I think, with the presentation we got today, it confirms. We have absence of supportive regulatory framework and incentive, and it's where we really need to focus. So we, I don't know why it doesn't look clear. Oops, I cannot go to the next slide. Okay, here it's the policy ask. We split it in 5 parts. So we really need economic incentive to recycle materials. So, for example, stimulate the demand for secondary material by reduce VAT, public campaign to raise the awareness of recycled technology, provide clear waste codes, because you were all talking, about the different steps in our refresh program. But if you have to move the material outside of the country, then it's challenging. So we really need to have dedicated waste code, dedicated for wind, dedicated for boats, dedicated for composite, and facilitate the intra-European transport of composite waste. This is really central also. Recognize all forms of recycling. We are not, of course, promoting one technology or another one. You have seen today pyrolysis, solvolysis, mechanical recycling. We also recognize that the cement co-processing is a recycling technology. There is an established map of cement kiln around Europe, and this technology can be considered today as a recycling technology. It's not the only one, but it's an option. Set clear targets. Of course, when we want to progress, we need to measure and we need to have targets, and gradually phase out of landfilling. But we don't want to do it from one day to another. We need to do it gradually. Otherwise, we will discourage, and at the end, it will be counterproductive. And of course, facilitate transport, permitting, and infrastructure deployment. So all those points are really what we are going to continue to advocate with the European authorities. Also, two short slide on an initiative EuCIA launched now back in early this year, but being in the operational phase since the end of August. This is the European Circular Composite Alliance. Some of our refresh partners are members, and really here we have dedicated different working groups how to address it and to increase the circularity. So here, for example, it's the example of the Industrial Recreational Working Group, where we have the wind blade entering in this segment. And we will have the first General Assembly on December 4th here in Brussels. And if you are not a member or if you are interested to join, you can go on the EuCIA website and you have all the informations. That will be a really important day. We will have in presence the representative of the European Commission from DG Mare and DG Grow, because they also they recognize the importance of such an alliance to provide some policy ask for future regulation. So the exchange will be really valuable. And that's it.